Welcome to the Pacific Grove United Methodist Church. My name is Lisa Wegley. I'm a member of this church and have been a part of the United Methodist denomination since birth. It's my pleasure to provide today's message of good news. The wonderful Pastor Audrey Ward is not here today. Instead, she is enjoying some well-deserved modified time off. If this is your first time visiting with us, welcome. On behalf of our warm-hearted and friendly congregation, we hope you will join us again in person when the COVID shelter-in-place order is lifted. If you're a member, I wish I could see your face, as I miss all of you dearly. I'd like to begin today by preparing our hearts and minds with a short meditation before we dive in. So do me a favor and sit back, get comfortable, and make sure your feet are flat on the ground or resting comfortably. Now I want you to imagine you're sitting in your usual spot here in church. If this is your first time visiting with us, know that our church has comfortable padded benches that are made of birch wood, and in front of you is a beautiful stained glass mosaic. And if you look really close, you can see butterflies. So let's take a deep breath in. And just before you close your eyes, you see the warm faces of those seated around you. And as you take a big exhale, I want you to take out whatever stress might be bubbling up, and I want you to push it out with your breath. Now let's take another deep breath in. And as you inhale, know that God's grace is shining on you. And as you breathe in God's grace, it's washing over you. And again, your exhale is going to release the stress of the week. And as you breathe in, God's grace is filling in that space. And now one more good deep breath in. And release. Pastor Pam Cummings always used to begin her services with giving a short meditation to prepare our hearts, and I've always carried that with me. I'd like to begin by reading the passage from this week's lectionary. It comes from the first book of Peter, chapter 1, verses 3 through 9. Let us give thanks to the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. Because of his great mercy, he gave us new life by raising Jesus Christ from death. This fills us with a living hope, and so we look forward to possessing the rich blessings that God keeps for his people. He keeps them for you in heaven, where they cannot decay or spoil or fade away. They are for you, who through faith are kept safe by God's power for the salvation which is ready to be revealed at the end of time. Be glad about this, even though it may now be necessary for you to be sad for a while because of the many kinds of trials you suffer. Their purpose is to prove that your faith is genuine. Even gold, which cannot be destroyed, is tested by fire, and so your faith, which is much more precious than gold, must also be tested, and so that it may endure. Then you will receive praise and glory and honor on the day when Jesus Christ is revealed. You love him, although you have not seen him. You believe in him, although you do not now see him. So you rejoice with a great and glorious joy, which words cannot express, because you are receiving the salvation of your souls, which is the purpose of your faith in him. So this passage really lays the groundwork for our discussion today. But before we get started, now's a good time for you to gather a few items. You'll need a sheet of paper, something to write with, and some tape. If you have one of those giant Post-it notes, that will work too. So go ahead and hit pause while you grab those items. Okay, so the big elephant in the room today is COVID-19. Boy, has it turned our city, county, state, nation, and world upside down. I could have never imagined this. Without a thought, many of us would hop in our cars and we would visit our friends and family. We would actually go and visit our favorite getaway place, right? We'd hop on a plane to take a trip across the country or even abroad. What's most remarkable about COVID-19 is that it's not just our state or our nation that's been affected. It's the whole world. Our world just got smaller because of COVID-19. Because of COVID-19, our actions or our inactions, our health, our well-being, our neighbors' health and their well-being has a direct effect and impact not only on the world, but on you and me. COVID-19 has turned my world upside down. Has it turned your world upside down too? I'm now working from home. I don't see my coworkers in person anymore. My gym is closed. If I want to go for a run, I need to stay 6 feet away from the people that are around me. Technology is an essential and vital part of my day. And man, oh man, I miss Starbucks. I have several friends who have children, and the changes and challenges they are faced with are exponentially more dramatic. Parents especially are in my nightly prayers. And then, of course, there are those thousands and thousands of people, millions, who are out of work. I want to take a pause here, and I want you to think for a moment about how your personal life and those who you are close to have been uprooted and changed. Things aren't the same. And I think we can also say things aren't the same. They're different. I'm spending more time walking, reading. I'm making time to connect with friends that I haven't talked to in a really long while. Rather than grabbing fast food, I'm cooking a little healthier now. Our family is eating together, conversing at the table, and we now have weekly family Zoom meetings. I saw the sun rise and the sun set. I saw a hummingbird drinking nectar from a bloom in my garden as I worked. Things aren't the same. They're different. Easter is about resurrection, renewal, and rebirth. How fitting that COVID-19 is giving us an opportunity for the same thing. In the coming weeks, our city, state, nation, and world will start coming back to life. But I also ask that you take time now to think about how you want to re-enter the world. So here's where that pen and paper and tape are going to come in handy. I want you to take that piece of paper and draw a line down the middle of it. And on one side at the top, you're going to write the word keep. And on the other side, you're going to write leave behind. So here's the question. What new changes are you going to keep? And what habits from your pre-COVID life are you going to leave behind? Then tape that piece of paper on your bathroom mirror and add something every day. It could be something as simple as, I'm going to keep taking that walk at lunchtime, or I'm leaving behind filling every minute with a meeting and or activity. There's a lot that's been going on in your life. Take a moment and reflect. What's been going well? What are you really surprised that you're not missing? And what did you find that you were missing and maybe you didn't realize you were missing it? So I would be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to give you a super challenge. Extraordinary work has been done in our communities to care for our neighbors, families, and friends. Many are looking for opportunities not just to thrive, but to survive. It's been heartwarming to watch the news at night, to see a lot of stories of how people in our communities are coming together to help those who are struggling to make ends meet. So I ask you the question, is there something that has been started that you could continue to expand for the good of our city, state, nation, or world? We've all seen the heartwarming stories on the nightly news of how our communities are working to solve real problems. Can we be a continuation of solving those real problems? During this time of rebirth and renewal, we have a chance to rebuild, remake, and create new well-being habits for us all. So I ask you to think about how you're going to re-enter the world. You've got lots of time to reflect. So spend time each day to recognize what you want to keep and what you want to leave behind, and how you want to re-enter the world. May God bless you and your family. Be well, stay sheltered in, and let's flatten the curve.